Good morning everyone, or afternoon whenever you're watching these short videos that we're starting to put together at the football club. Introducing Simon Hughes. He's going to go through a different range of questions that are going to be regarding the restart of football. So take it away.
Morning guys. So I'm Simon Hughes, Chairman of Milton Lads and Dads, those of you that don't know me. Obviously we're really looking forward to the restart of football for the second time now, coming out to COVID, fingers crossed it will be the last time. Kids are allowed to train from the 29th of March and then the league will resume fixtures on the 11th of April.
Brilliant. Since obviously the national lockdowns have obviously suspended any sort of physical activity like team sports, etc., stuff like that, what kind of problems has the Lads and Dads organisation as such had to deal with in these challenging times?
It's been very challenging for a lot of clubs and venues, and from a Lads and Dads point of view, we split into different branches across the city, and a lot of branches and venues have had problems, obviously monetary wise, because there's no income coming in, so a lot of places rely heavily on the footfall on a Sunday morning, which generates food and drink and stuff like that. But they've still had ongoing maintenance to do. Pitches still need cutting, still technically need marking, so you don't lose the markings. So all these ongoing costs have still been going out, but then teams haven't been playing football. So one of the big things Lads and Dads faces as a challenge now is that you've now got teams that are questioning about having refunds because they've not played a full season. So every individual branch has had to look at ways to subsidise that, which is not easy for a lot of branches. Some are in better positions than others. So it's been a very challenging time, mainly for venues and that really to generate money.
Yeah, definitely. That's something I definitely believe that happens across obviously the country, and it's affected our club just as much as it's affected everybody else's, from the top tiers to obviously the grassroots levels. What other kind of challenges do you think that presents going forward within the grassroots game?
I think one of the big worries we've had as a league is when you have lengthy lockdowns like this, is they're starting to lose teams, because you definitely have managers and parents who, while they've had time away from the game, actually realise that they want to do other things, and therefore I already know about certain managers and stuff that want to decide to step away from the game, which is concerning for us, because obviously we've grown this league from 150 odd teams right up to over 300 odd teams now. We've got teams from Cheshire and Sandbach and that who want to come and play, because in our opinion it's the most competitive league in the Staffordshire area now. So if we start to lose teams, then we lose revenue as well. And it also, if managers walk away, there's more children potentially that haven't got a manager. It's very difficult to get coaches nowadays. There's so many things that you have to do, from coaching badges to DBSs and so on and so forth. There's a lot of pressure put on coaches now, and if they start stepping away from the game, we start to worry about the children, because it's them that ultimately we do it for.
Yeah,
and if they haven't got the mentors and we haven't got the people to actually take these roles on, it's ultimately the children that are going to suffer, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, I think that brings on to a very, I don't know the best way to phrase it, like everything that's gone on and has been publicised a lot more, especially in the past 24 months or so, I would say would be mental health. So there's obviously going to be mental health, not necessarily issues, but there's going to be like something that's going to, obviously could stop people coming into football. Is there any kind of way that, within Lads and Dads, that there's going to be like maybe something like a support network to help these people who've maybe got some apprehension to coming back, to to kind of just reaffirm of how safe and like the guidelines that are in place, that as a club or a Lads and Dads association, that that you can fully support these people to come back into this into obviously what everyone loves doing on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, it's obviously as a branch, as Milton branch and as lads and dads as a whole, we always like to try and think that, it's very difficult to say to people, we'll do this, this and this for you, but we like to think that we're approachable, and if people have got concerns, then we always look to try and, reassure people, help them in any way we can. Obviously, there's always going to be parents that are worried about the starting back. We had it last time. You'll have them that are very guarded and don't really want to come back too soon.
Yeah.
Then you'll have them that are, quite happy to come back and very quickly slip into bad habits.
Yeah, I think that's a very good thing that you're touching upon there. Is obviously within the lads and dads environment, it's one big family.
Absolutely, yeah.
But some people don't realise, that some people might be higher risk than others, or they've got family members, and obviously that's where that apprehension comes from, isn't it? So I believe as lads and dads looking in and out and then out and in and such, that those things are available, aren't they, to for everyone to help each other effectively.
Absolutely. We have welfare officers as well that are there to do things. Every team should have a COVID marshal when they come back. They should have had one before. And it's basically just a case of every branch that we should all be talking. If we have issues at sites where there's too many people turning up and stuff like that, we need to be as branches, lads and dads as a whole. There's going to be this one parent per player rule. Some branches it's very easy to police. Some places it's very difficult because they're in big open public spaces and they don't have one way in, one way out. So parents have got to feel safe, and then the children have got to feel safe, but they've also got to understand that the people that are running these centres are trying to do the job of keeping everybody safe, which is also really difficult. And when you start challenging people, shall we say, and well, there's too many of you, you've come as a family of four, there should only be one, it can get quite confrontational. People don't like to be told that they can't come and watch their son play football or their daughter.
Yeah.
But we're all here to try and keep everybody safe ultimately, and if we don't do the rules, then we'll be shut down again.
Exactly, that's what I was just going to touch on. It's just a case of literally making sure we can adhere to these, because obviously it changes within a couple of weeks from the restart, that within 2 weeks, other places are starting to open up as well. So I think the cut and long of it is basically let's play by the rules in the game as much as outside of the game now. I think that applies. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely, yeah. First and foremost, we all want the same end goal, don't we? We all want to get children back playing football for their fitness, health, state of mind, and back to the game that they love, we love. You know what I mean? And the whole reason why we're here, running these branches and these clubs.
It certainly is. So the big question is, we focus quite a lot on the negative stuff within this conversation. The main thing is how is Staffordshire lads and dads, Milton United, whether it be Newcastle Town or Abbey Alton, how are these clubs going to bounce back to make it better for obviously Staffordshire in a whole?
I think it's an interesting and difficult question, I suppose, really, because we none of us really truly know what's coming. Again, in the future, we're all hoping that vaccines are going to change everything. And I think that as long as you've got good infrastructure in your clubs, and then lads and dads were a fantastic team that run the league. They're always looking for ways to obviously keep these kids playing. Always looking to try and invite more teams in to grow the league, because if you can grow a league, then hopefully, naturally that helps to grow the clubs like, Milton, Abbey, people like, the local clubs that we all know. I worry that some clubs will struggle at first, because obviously if they do lose teams, they've then got to try and generate that new interest and getting the young kids to under sevens coming into the team, into the league and progressing through. I suppose really it's ultimately just a case of all trying to work together. I think when you come together for football, you have to kind of try and forget the badge sometimes. Certainly me, at lads and dads, we have to, think of us all as one whole sort of footballing family, as we've said before, which is ultimately what we are, isn't it? We're a footballing family, and you put put your badge to one side when it comes to lads and dads,
Yeah.
because ultimately we're there for every single child across Staffordshire and Cheshire, you know, and if there's ways and means of helping people out financially, then, you know, and fundraising and stuff, then we'll always link to that, you know, as the league and as clubs, and a lot of clubs run tournaments which other clubs love to go to.
I imagine they're going to be very full this summer.
Yeah, I would imagine there's going to be a lot of tournaments similar to allowed this summer, and yeah, I would imagine they'll be very, very full. So there's something to look forward to, I suppose, and that'll help to
I think that leads into the last question. I think the most important question: are you ready for football to get back in?
Yes, we are. Yeah, I think everything's in place. You know, personally at Milton here, you know, everything was in place last time. You know, hand sanitisers and, you know, we have masks in the building and so on and so forth. You know, one ways and so on. And it's just down to basically us now, isn't it? You know, to make it safe for the kids and for us all to act responsibly. And let's get back to seeing them kids and running around on a Sunday morning and hearing them laughing and giggling and, you know, and getting back to what they enjoy, really. You know, it's ultimately that's what it's about, isn't it? So.
It certainly is, and I don't think there's a better way we can really finish that interview there. So I'd just like to say thank you for giving up your time to express your views and give us an insight of what's been going on within Staffordshire Lads and Dads. Thank you very much, Simon.
No problem. Thanks, guys. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, mate.